Last summer, the devastating Cudlee Creek bushfire wiped out many homes and countless gardens of people in the Adelaide Hills. A number of individuals, organisations and community groups came together to help support gardeners and get them back gardening again. So today we have the Winter Collection Day, where gardeners that have lost their gardens to those bushfires are coming here to receive donations of plants, vouchers, fertiliser and much more, all designed to get them back into their gardens, because gardening is so good for our health and well-being. So Linda, I know you're a passionate gardener. How did this whole Adelaide Hills Garden Revival come about?
So a friend of mine, Mel, and we were feeding the CFS volunteers 2 days after the fires, and we were looking at each other and thinking, we would be devastated losing our gardens. So what could we do for people when they were ready? So we started this Facebook page, we planted this little seed, and from that little seed it's just grown to a big servicing about 130 families that are ready so far to do their gardening, and it's just blown from there, which is amazing, from homegrown gardeners to people like yourself and other sponsors coming on board for this day that we have today.
So all supporting people that have lost their gardens and
Yes.
connecting them back with gardening and getting their hands in the soil.
Absolutely, which is one of the very important things that Mel and I wanted, was to be able to heal not just those people directly affected by the fires, but people who were indirectly affected by the fires, and being able to help healing on both sides.
So Faye, you're the coordinator of the Mount Pleasant Environment Centre and also involved with this amazing building we're standing in called Recreate. How did you get involved with the Winter Collection Days?
We got contacted by Linda. We're kind of peripherally involved with some of the other bushfire recovery work that's happening as well in the area, and they were looking for somewhere that was, in the area that people could come to, that had the space and also volunteers to help, and we fit the bill, and we were more than happy to help, because that's really what we're about, is that community engagement and involvement, so it fits.
So what do you think's so special about what's happening here today?
I think one of the things that we're seeing a lot of in the news now is really horrific stories. There's terrible things going on, whereas these community projects really show the best. This is people giving unconditionally. This is people sharing. This is people connecting. This is people doing what they can to help people who are going through hard times, and that is so important that we nurture that in our communities, and I love seeing that that's happening today.
Christy, you're representing the Hills and Fleurieu Landscape Board. What's your involvement been in this Winter Collection Day?
So we've been involved with yourself and the group since back in February now, hasn't it been? And we jumped on board to support and enable the local community in their planting efforts after the fire and recovery, mainly through education with yourself. But then we also wanted to find out what the locals were doing to support one another and enable and fund what they were doing and what they needed as well in the local area. So through the Adelaide Hills Garden Revival Group, we've been connected with all the local champions here and worked out what they needed. And so this is the first day really of helping to provide that.
So obviously COVID has delayed what would have been lovely to happen earlier, but how does it make you feel to see what's come together here?
Yeah, fantastic. I think it's credit to all of the local community and your networks and everyone's networks to be able to pull this all together and really try and help people along the way and make sure that they don't feel like they've been forgotten through all of this process as well. So even though it's winter and it's cold, people can get out there and plant, and we know that it's so important for people's recovery to connect face to face where they can, and with the soil and with the earth.
This Winter Collection Day has come together because many people have donated time coordinating this, growing plants. Many businesses have donated plants, commercial nurseries. Many other organisations have donated product to support the Adelaide Hills community that was fire affected and get gardeners back into their gardens.